I'd like to discuss a topic that is technology going to be used as a weapon against us in this upcoming melee of crap that's been going on. Politically it's bad enough. I haven't even begun to even talk about all the stuff here in terms of politics. But I will talk about one thing that I do know, okay? We had we had Monday a more or less stock market mini crash or crash of some sort where the Dow lost 1,000 points. Now, last Friday, I went to my financial advisor at the bank. I went and talked to him about some things, went over my account, and we had our annual talk, and I left. And of course, during the course of the day, he said he'd initiate everything, and I would be emailed, all the things that we discussed and what effects it had, and I'd be able to view this online on my account. So then I didn't think much of it because it was pretty simple. I know what's going on. Then after the stock market crash on Monday, and my wife said, a lot of people cannot access their online investment accounts, not bank accounts. I can get onto my bank account and all that other stuff. This is my investments, like a brokerage site. It's now Wednesday morning, and every time I go to check, I get this blank page right back here. So, I'm still down on this. So, I have a very bad feeling about this because during one of my live broadcasts a couple weeks ago, they had that glitch that took down all these computer systems globally, shut down airlines, all this other stuff. And, a lot of people come back and go, I'm in IT, they were just doing a security update and everything. Well, what happens if I don't understand a lot of this, but I do know one thing. The more we use computers, the more we use technology, the less we have any hard copy papers or any type of thing that is a physical record that you possess of transactions and such. Now you have an issue that if someone just turns off the power, okay, just no electricity, you're screwed. And they can say that there was a cyber attack, okay, but if your communications, your cell phone, your, number one, if they knock out cell service, a lot of people do everything with their phone. So if they do something where your cell phone's knocked out or the network's down, you're pretty much shit out of luck all the way around when it comes to your money, everything. Calling the police or the fire department for help. Alright, so it's some pretty scary things. And all of this stuff is all swirling around, and there's too many coincidences. You got stock market crash, all these political announcements, and all this other stuff, escalation of these different wars throughout, which are pretty serious. Whether or not it comes through or not is another thing. But I did watch a movie, and I'll try to find the name and title of this movie and put a link to it. And basically, in the movie, they said, if you want to destroy the United States of America, okay, you don't need no giant army, you don't, all this other stuff, no nuclear weapons. They just totally wipe out, they destroy the satellites, they destroy the communication system, the GPS system, and shut everything down. I mean, when it showed these people getting up in the morning and everything was out, no TV, no radio, no nothing, okay. And then a lot of times, the reason we don't have a huge military, and a lot of places don't, is they've designed weapons that can be deployed from drones or space or whatever, okay, that you don't need huge armies. And these things, like when I made the thing on the Geiger counter, because one of the things was it was some sort of a sound weapon, which did leave a residual radioactive residue, you want to call it. Now, it sounds like sci-fi, it sounds like some wild conspiracy theory. Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. Okay? Because Trump even said, we got weapons and we don't need to worry about anything else. And I've kind of figured the reason they never really cracked down on gun control and that is because the government does have access to something that will frighten people to the point where being armed to the teeth ain't going to be a problem for them when they wish to take over. Okay? So that's another thing. But yeah, I believe we're under some sort of, or we're getting ready for both an economic war, okay, where I think anybody with any sense knows eventually our economy is going to collapse. Whether it happens now or right after the election, it's going to happen. Number two, tech war. Okay, and that's going to, well, either one. If your money's no good, and then you can't get on the phone to communicate, talk, go, do anything, pay for anything, if they eliminate the computer systems, a lot of places can't accept your cards, your debit cards, or electronic payment. Okay? You're talking total shutdown. Okay? They don't need martial law. They don't need to send troops in or any of this other stuff. They just got to turn off the power and turn your phone off. And you're done. You're dead in the water. So, I don't know. Some bad things I think are going on, and it don't look any better. Been watching some of the political stuff, and of course I'm going to do a video. They're talking about how this is an election year, but the gun sales aren't as high as they have been for the past 10 years or whatever, the past 3 elections. And yeah, it's true. Okay, but I'll talk about that in another video. But it's just a little food for thought. This stuff just playing on my mind as I'm sitting here trying to recover from the severe cold I got. But yeah, there's a economic and tech war going on right now. Okay, and it's kind of scary. A lot of people, it's like, well, I can still do stuff. I can still get online. I can still upload a video. But I don't have any cable TV. Spectrum is totally screwed. Okay, they sent me an email or something and said there's going to be some problems because of the hurricane, which hasn't quite hit us yet where I live. It would be tonight or tomorrow night. But already I don't have we lost internet for a few hours. We lost Wi-Fi and the internet and the phones also. I could call, but you couldn't get your Wi-Fi service hooked into it to see anything online for a few hours yesterday. That came back. The TV didn't. And I still, like I said, when my wife told me Monday, I tried contacting my investment broker, or the page, the site for that. I still cannot get on to that Wednesday morning. It's been out 3 days. It's kind of unusual. Generally, the money people, man, they So I don't know if that means that if I wanted to make a trade or to do anything with stocks, if I would have to call, or they lock it all down. That's another thing. Ever since that one crash, because a lot of people use a computer program to sell off, and they found, excuse me, that when everyone sets that, when it hits that level and it's all run automatically, I mean, it will drop big time. You're talking, it's just a snowball effect, and the crash just keeps going. So I don't know if that's coming into play and shut all these things down or what. But it looks like the stock markets are going up. How much more up than what they came down? I ain't even going to bother keeping track of that. And the weirdest thing is I believe that the precious metals have dropped and are still dropping. Let's take a look. 2706. Silver went down to 2675. Now it's bouncing up. And silver has moved from about 28, 27, 28. I haven't seen it go down to 26 in a few months. Up to about 32. I don't know if it peaked at 34 or something, or 33, 32. And it shifts at $3 or $5 every other month here, which that's highly unstable. You know, stock market crashes are a son of a bitch, and I believe one's coming before this is all said and done. And a lot of people say a lot of this stuff won't settle out or actually happen until about the end of the beginning of the first quarter next year, sometime in the spring of next year. So who knows? But all I know is it's pretty volatile financially on all fronts, and with this tech stuff, to where you're cut off from your basic services and internet connection and that, I don't know. Pretty unnerving. Put it to you this way. Let's not panic. We'll just say that the situation now is kind of unnerving. Alright, but that's my thoughts on it, guys. Alright, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.